Hey everyone, it's Mallo, your host of IDENTECO After Dark and the creative director here for IDENTECO. Before we get started, I just wanted to let you know that this episode is brought to you in part by Gamers Heaven and their newest location just north of Seattle, Washington. There, in a family-friendly and welcoming environment, you can play tabletop or video games, read manga, or just relax with friends and sample some amazing drinks from their boba tea bar. If you want to learn more, log on to gamersheavenseattle.com to see hours and location. Now let's get on with the show.
Hello, fringers. The following podcast may not be suitable for all ages. Listener discretion is advised.
Damn it.
Are we in? I think we're in.
We're in.
How's it going, everybody? How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Chaos Inc. We're actually, still staying on our track this time, which is great. I'm happy because today's episode is going to button hook off last one's very nicely, and it's going to be interesting. As always, I am joined by Caleb playing Zed Lane.
No more terrible disaster could befall your people than for them to fall into the hands of a hero.
Wow. He does this every week. And I can see that. So we're actually going to jump to Kaylee, who just looks frustrated with Caleb. Kaylee, who's playing Chode.
I'm sorry.
I swear by my pretty floral bonnet, I will end you.
Damn, that's good too.
So when Cho kills Zed, now we all know it's really out of character stuff. That's why. Yeah. So next, of course, we have Michael playing Maxi.
Wait a while and listen.
Finally, we have Steph playing Apex.
Hi.
Short, sweet, to the point.
I can't possibly compete with all these amazing intros.
Oh, you totally can.
It's okay. I try and wing this every week. Same thing happens to me on the other shows, so don't feel bad at all. Okay, so to recap from last week, the team learned that Maxi had been captured by Apex's arch nemesis, Upgrade Yourself Industries, while he was working on a side job as a favor to a friend. After spending a considerable amount of time gathering intelligence and also buying Zed an amazing outfit.
That he murdered.
They did. Lies. That he destroyed. They did isolate where Maxi was located. The team then reached out to numerous contacts to see about how they could best secure his release. Shawn, primarily, first reached out to Omni to determine whether a strike team could be dispatched to dispatch the kidnappers as quickly as possible.
With
dispatch. They were running short on time. At the same time, Maxi was very calmly questioned by an Upgrade Yourselves Industries field operative. And eventually, Zed reached out to the Information and Observations Group to secure Maxi's release. The team was then taken to the IOG's office in Silicon City. They secured Maxi's release, and he was reunited with the team. As we left our characters, one of the other founding members of the Information and Observations Group, an elderly gentleman by the name of Mike Tate, walked into the room and sat with the characters. That's where we're going to pick up today. So,
I think Zed knows his cousin Lack.
Oh, just got it. Took me a second.
Damn.
Tate.
Mike Tate has a cousin named Lack.
Oh, jeez.
God damn it.
That was so terrible, it's great.
Yeah.
I had a nap earlier.
That's what kind of night we're in for.
Oh, boy.
Yep.
Quick question about last week. I had called Lillian for help. Did I tell her we didn't need her help anymore?
No.
Okay.
That's another episode where they go and try and break into that place and weird things happen.
Oopsie.
No. Oopsie. Okay. So sitting in the room is Mike Tate and the operative, who you had previously met with the Information and Operations Group. She had introduced herself. Hang on, let me grab my book here. Why? Because I'm terrible. Adeline Kavanaugh. So she is sitting there, and a few seconds after everyone kind of sits down, another gentleman walks in. He looks to be about 5'9". He's got very bright, like he is the epitome of a ginger. Long red beard, which he has braided into two like long braids here. The hair's not too long, but it's combed over nicely. You'd guess just based on the looks that he's in his mid to late 30s. He's wearing like a loose like t-shirt and a kilt, combat boots, and he sits in the far back corner on the other side of the room from Mr. Tate. And he looks at you, he goes, well, it's nice to see all of you together. Reunions are always so very nice.
Yup.
It is good to be back.
He goes, I always feel it's best to establish vulnerability when having interactions like this. And you see him like slide a panel back from the table, and he types a few things, and he says, I am 117 years old. At this point, the cyberware is essentially bubblegum and duct tape that they're holding me together with. I don't have much time left, and there is a lot to do. So I don't have a lot of time. Do you understand?
Don't waste your time.
Right.
Let's get to the point.
Yeah. Don't waste your time. Not a lot of time to do what exactly? Like, what are your goals? What's left on your bucket list?
So, first, from you, and he looks at Apex, he goes,
oh boy,
you have names for me. And you see him push a button on the little key panel there, and he goes, system, are you online? And you hear a contralto voice like come over the speakers in the room. It says, online, recording, setting system. He goes, one moment. He goes, director, are you there? And you hear another voice, a woman's voice, come over the speakers, and she says, I'm listening. He goes, we're being joined by the director, the current director of the IOG, so she can hear what you have to say as well. Our intelligence system is also listening, so it can verify what you're telling us.
Oh boy. Okay. Wow. Quite the conference call. So I think I just promised you one piece of information, and for that, I'm going to have to contact the person who knows that information.
My understanding is you know the name.
Which name?
The name of who killed Rob Barnes.
Ah, okay. So, like, I had told you I would, like, tell you what happened to Rob Barnes. I didn't know you knew, like, there's a name.
I need a name.
Quick out-of-character question. Do I know the name, or does...
Yeah, you have all four of the names.
Oh.
Yep, all four of the names.
Okay.
You have those, the ones that were put there before.
Okay, I didn't know if I knew the name that was connected to Rob Barnes.
Yeah.
Okay, so, yeah, I mean, I have a name, but I just want to confirm our agreement before I start handing out information. So we'd agreed that you're going to help me take down Upgrade Yourself Industries. Is that something you're going to be, are you going to keep your end of the bargain since we're on this fancy conference call?
Well, you see him like, so this guy he's very hunched over. He's obviously extremely old. And you imagine when he was younger, he was probably about 5'9". Now he looks to be about 5'7" because he's got that very bent in look to him. He says, yes, that was the agreement. However, circumstances that you brought upon have required us to change that agreement.
That sounds suspicious. You're just going to back on your word?
No. He goes, Upgrade Yourselves Industries kidnapped Maxi. They captured him.
Yeah,
We
'cause they
secured
suck.
his release. That came with a price.
That price is not me giving up you taking down Upgrade Yourself Industries.
It can't happen anymore.
Then I guess I don't have a name. Seems to have slipped my mind.
We are willing to give you something else.
That's all I want.
How about the name of the person that developed the system that killed your sister?
Oh, well, I mean, that'd be pretty good.
He goes, you see him reach down, he goes, he speaks kind of out to the room. He goes, System, activate Charlie. You hear the contralto voice you heard from the computer before say, ETA, 10 minutes. He goes, 10 minutes.
10 minutes. What?
10 minutes.
10 minutes until you get me that information, or 10
No.
minutes?
10 minutes till we'll have a person in position.
Oh, like to take out that person?
Yes.
I believe that is what he is saying.
Okay. See, now we're on the same page. Now we're cooperating. This is good communication. Well done.
He smirks at you.
So, yeah, you're expecting this name before those 10 minutes are up then. Are we on the same page still? Okay. So, all right. So now that we have come to a new agreement, which we have both agreed upon, that name is Jackson Howe.
This system, analyze. And you hear the contralto voice saying, stand by, collating. And it goes silent in the room. He goes, this will probably take a moment. Do any of you do anything while you're waiting?
Shawn's trying very hard not to be noticed. I'm like sitting real still, like there's a bunch of T-Rexes around them, and it's just kind of like being really quiet, which is abnormal.
Maxi, how about you?
Maxi's just kind of taking the scene in. He's trying not to show it, but he's very happy to be back with his people.
Give me a perception check, Maxi. That's the most martial of our group.
Marshall.
It's the best term I can think of in the moment.
Combat-y.
It'd be 18.
Okay. As you're glancing around the room, the gentleman who sat in the back corner, you kind of are taking a closer look at him, and you see he's fairly thin, but he's got very thick corded muscles. These are not muscles of somebody who's like, I pump iron all day. These are the muscles of somebody who has spent their entire life just working, essentially. You notice his hands are very calloused, but you notice his hands are calloused like somebody who spends a lot of time around weapons, right? Like hand weapons. And while he's sitting...
Martial weapons, you mean? Okay,
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
And while he's sitting, you still kind of get the feeling like he's like a cat waiting to spring at something.
Noted.
Good.
You know, simultaneously, his face looks very relaxed, like he's almost like half asleep at the same time. Like he's almost doing what Shawn's doing and trying not to be noticed.
And Maxi would also recognize that from just a social engineering type of environment. Like, this is a guy that could control the room if he wants to, but he's playing himself down.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly it. Caleb?
So Zed is trying to be as cool as he can. He's used to these types of high pressure boardroom situations. He's very cognizant of the fact that he is simultaneously one step away from getting exactly what he wants and completely fucking it up. So Zed is like riding that edge real hard. But he's doing a really good job at keeping it cool. So he's got that very relaxed but alert businessman pose in a chair. It's a power pose, but he's really cool at it.
Oh my god.
Is he, Caleb? Is he?
Is he really cool or does he think he's really cool?
Both.
Oh.
Ooh.
After about 4 minutes, you hear the computer come back in the same voice. Likelihood, 98.4%. He goes, okay. He goes, next deal while we're waiting for our 10 minutes to be up. Do you know the names of the other 3 sages?
I don't
You don't have to tell them to me yet, but I just want to know if you know.
Yes. But we haven't made a deal yet.
I'm aware
So
of
I'm
that.
not telling you anything else.
Maxi is going to try. I'd like to. What do I have to roll to like attempt to not be surprised by that?
Deceit would do it.
All right.
Well, Maxi's doing. Say, go ahead.
So if I have no training in deceit, that's just charisma, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, Maxi's doing that. Shawn is no good at it and visibly starts and is staring at you just like, I don't even know you.
Yeah, Maxi does the slow, a bit of a start and then a slow head turn. And there's clearly like a look of a dog not quite understanding what its owner's saying on his face.
Apex gets the first honestly respectful look from Zed.
Which shows you how far you've fallen.
Oh. I was really excited by it, but now you're making it sound
It's a very backhanded compliment, right?
I know. I kind of note this like in my peripheral vision, but through this whole exchange, I've just been making like awkward eye contact with Mike the entire time.
You see him say to the computer again, he goes, place Jackson Howe in position 1, recollate top 20. And you hear the computer say, analyzing.
Oh. I see what you're doing.
He goes, do you know what Rob Barnes did?
Do I know what Rob Barnes did?
Do you know what he did before he died?
I think that was. I think
that was an out of character
an
question.
actual
Do I know?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Player
he's
to
asking,
GM.
sorry. No,
Yeah.
so it's Mike Tate asking Apex.
Yeah.
Right, but Apex's player is asking.
Steph is
Steph asking you,
Alex.
do I know that?
Got it. See? That's what we're doing. You know he's one of the founding members, but you're not familiar with exactly what he did.
Okay. I mean, just because I know some really important information doesn't mean I know all information. So, not really. No.
He goes, Rob was the one who came up with the original predictive algorithms before we had quantum computers, before we had any of them. Rob built the whole system, how to collate everything, his theory of everything. And then once we developed the quantum computers, it got even better. He goes, that's how we do what we do.
So that's how you do all the evil corporation stuff that you guys
We don't
do.
work for the corporations, and we've never worked for the corporations.
All parts of you? Like...
All parts of us.
Okay. I mean, I don't trust that, but I don't trust most people, so...
And for good reason.
Right?
What was your character's real name again? I'm trying to remember.
Samantha.
Oh, that's right. He goes, we know a lot about you, Samantha.
Well, then you should know that I don't go by Samantha.
Oh. But I'm making a point. And then you hear another voice come over. He goes, in position. He goes, very good. And he hits another button on the thing, and a screen pops out the side, and you see what looks like a optical readout, but you see it's currently looking at a person. He goes, "That is Miranda Smith. She developed the system that killed your sister." That's her. And you see a woman. She's currently sitting at a dinner table with another woman. They look like it's in an apartment. They look, familial. They're chatting, very happy. That very it's very obvious they're a couple. You see a couple of glasses of wine on the table and some wine bottle, some food. And he goes, "There you go. Call the ball."
Call the what?
Tell them.
Give the kill order.
Oh, God, thanks. I need an interpreter sometimes, all this corporate stuff. Yeah, do it. How many other people died because of her?
We don't know. I don't have that information in front of me.
That is rhetorical. It's more than just my sister, I'm sure.
Okay. All you have to do is say out loud for that they are cleared to engage.
Clear to engage.
You hear a voice, it sounds like a male voice come over the thing. It goes, "Hey, firm, clear to engage. I authenticate Tango Whiskey. Engaging in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1." And then you see the window at the front of the apartment basically shatter, and Miranda is knocked 6 feet back off the table into a wall. The person that she's with runs over and starts obviously panicking. He goes, you hear Tate go, "Confirm, target eliminated, RTB," and then he hits another button.
And Maxi will lean over real briefly toward Apex, and just under his breath, "You'll never forget the first time you gave that order."
Good.
He goes, "Feel better?"
I will. Eventually.
When the kill order was given, Chone looked away, and they turned green and immediately dived for the nearest trash can and is noisily sick into it.
It's a pleasure doing business with you.
What do you want for the last 3 names?
I don't think I trust you enough for the last 3 names.
Okay.
I don't know what you're gonna do with it.
It depends on what the 3 names are.
See, I don't feel like it should depend. If you know what the sages have done.
No, and by depend, I mean, I don't know if, killing them is going to destabilize the planet or not yet. I don't know who they are. Computer, that you hear the computer's voice come back and go, "Top 20 has been narrowed to 7. And then you see a readout come across the little screen in the table in front of him. "I'm down to 7.
I'd like to make a phone call. Can I step outside?
Yeah.
I'm going to walk out the room, but instead of calling, because I know it's probably all bugged, I'm going to text Alondra on a secure...
What do you say? Yeah, you've got an end-to-end encryption line to her.
Okay. I want to tell her they know JH. They have the rest narrowed down to top 7. Do we bargain for this? Or do I keep the secret?
He goes, you hear her send back, she goes, "You're inside right now?" She says, "With who?"
With my team and Mike Tate. And what's her name?
When you type in Mike Tate, You get back 5 exclamation points.
Is that a good exclamation point or a bad exclamation point?
She goes, both. She goes, don't bargain. Tell him.
Tell him? Like, do we trust this guy?
She says, no, but JH says this is what has to happen.
Okay. I will go back into the room and say, I have the other 3 names for you, but I do have something I want to bargain for.
Okay.
You take care of Chone's family, like, for the rest of their life.
He
Provide for them, they want for nothing. That's the bargain.
Shawn, had just gotten back into their seat and just doesn't know how to react to you. And they slide like a couple inches further away from you and towards Maxi, and appears absorbed in their glow, like just kind of almost in denial of they're not hearing right things.
He goes, done. Names.
Okay. Allison Quintero.
And with that, so you open with that name.
Yes.
You see his eyes they're old man dinner plates behind his glasses. He goes, okay.
Was that on your list? Just out of curiosity, was that on your list of the top 7?
Nope. Give me the other 2.
Oh, glad I bargained. Cassandra Blythe.
Okay.
And okay, I'm not sure if there is
it would be the entity that is benevolent.
Oh gosh, my cat. He's trying to steal the show. Yes, so the entity, you know, benevolent corporation.
He goes, system, analyze. And it says, stand by. And then you hear him, he's talking to the voice. He goes, director, if Allison Quintero comes back and has anything over a 90%, we're going to have to activate one of the contingency plans. And then you hear her over the speaker. She goes, I know, and that's a problem.
What's the contingency plan? Just
if Allison Quintero is one of the sages, it means that we may, to a certain level, be compromised.
Oh. That's bad.
The IOG works very closely with IDENTECO to manage the chip system.
I asked you, I was like, are you involved in the corporations? And you're like, no, not at all. None of us.
We manage them. We don't take their orders.
Okay.
So after a minute, the computer comes back. He goes, it pops out. It goes, Cassandra Blythe, 93.6%. Allison Quintero, 94.1%. Entity previously detected, now determined, 84.7%. And you hear the voice from the other speaker say, that would be a problem.
Wait, because it's too low, or
no,
like, okay.
Quintero, that's high enough.
Yeah.
We would consider that solid intelligence.
Yeah.
Now that the system's analyzed it based on that data.
You're awfully reliant on the system. Just.
It's not wrong.
Never?
Hasn't been before. That's what we're worried about. Like, you can see him like weight. Like, has just really fucking hit his shoulders, and he's just like...
No system is foolproof.
That's why it's not 100%. it's aware of its own shortcomings.
Being aware of one's shortcomings does not mean one can prevent them.
True. That's why there's 3 of them, and that's why they're currently checking each other's data.
Shawn, the consummate actor that they are, visibly starts at that information.
So now what?
He goes, we had to figure out what to do next.
Well, we're great at coming up with plans. Just throwing it out there.
He goes, I'm open to suggestions. As it stands, if we make this information public, those 3 will go underground faster than we can snag them. If we don't make it public, it means we're still compromised and we have a problem.
Is it possible to use the compromise to work out who the issue is?
He goes, we need a new proxy. He goes, you can be the proxy.
Wait, you being Zed?
No.
Oh.
You being all of you and Omni.
Oh. I'm not with Omni, just for the record. I'm a freelancer.
Whether you realize this or not, Apex, he says, he goes, the minute you became aware of this information, you stopped being a freelancer. You are now involved in something much, much larger.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Maxi is going to try to state the obvious. This seems as though it would be very beneficial to our employer.
He goes, Maxi, I like the way you think. I think so too. He goes, as a matter of fact, we're going to use Omni as the new proxy. And we're going to do that through you.
That also guarantees our employment, correct?
Yup.
This is an excellent plan. I love this plan.
He goes, and then he looks at Zed and he goes, everyone's employment but yours, and we'll discuss that in a moment.
Hold on, I don't really want to sign like a contract to be employed by what, Omni or something?
No, you're going to work with us.
Okay.
I am not sure how much choice you actually have in the matter. I believe it's being presented as a deal to soften the blow.
Okay. Yeah. I mean,
He goes, you are very smart. By the way, you have such an interesting background, Mr. Koenig. Am I saying that right?
That's correct.
While they're kind of figuring things out, I want to be on my Glow, looking up just news networks and seeing if there's anything on the death of Miranda.
No, not yet.
Oh.
It'd be too fast. Right now, it would be just like a police blotter report.
Well, if I can find that.
You can find a police blotter report. There is record of police and medical aid being dispatched to that person.
Perfect.
So he goes, okay, so we use Omni as a proxy. He goes, first, we did make a deal. He goes, let's find Joan's family new employment, somewhere we can keep a closer watch.
watch was the word I used. More provide, like.
At this point, it's going to be protect, because here's the thing. If at any point you get made, which we already know Redcap knows who you are.
Okay, protection is good.
Your families and everybody you know is going to be in danger. Which for most of you isn't a huge danger, but for Shawn it is. So we will do what is necessary.
Seems like a good plan.
Would additional information cause you to possibly take action against upgrade yourself?
Not for the time being.
Understood.
Although any information as to like why in God's name they captured you and you were on that barge of theirs would be super handy. Because you were rather expensive, my friend.
I am worth it.
It's true.
What was on the barge?
Our brief exchange just informed me that information is not valuable enough to you at the moment.
Oh, all information is valuable to us all of the time.
What can you offer in addition to our current terms?
I cannot throw you in a dark hole.
Then my information is not valuable to you.
It really depends on what the information is. And I'm also guaranteeing your employment, using Omni as a proxy. I'm protecting Shawn's family. What do you want?
When I've decided, I will provide you with the information.
He kind of glances at the guy in the back of the room, looks at you, and he goes, "That's really not how this works."
Would your friend care to explain to me how this works?
His friend just smiles, shakes his head, leans back against the wall. He goes, "Apparently not."
I understand your needs. I'm just not sure of my needs yet, and when I become sure of those needs, I'll be happy to provide the information. You are offering a large opportunity, and I would hate to squander it on something of the moment.
He just kind of stares at you.
Can I make an insight check to see how I feel they're taking that?
Yeah.
All right. It'll be a 17.
Wow, that was a terrible roll. He's not taking it. He's not taking it well. You could definitely see the wheels turning. This guy, as you recall, like this guy was one of the original spooks. Like this guy, like you're kind of remembering, like because you've seen profiles on him in like magazines and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. This guy was a field intelligence operative. You know, like he really is 117 years old. He fought in Iraq and Afghanistan and Africa back in the early 21st century. He was one of the founding members of the Information Observation Groups. He was tapped by the Secretary General to build this agency. You know, he's, you know, got probably 90 years of intelligence experience.
But
so
I think
he's not taking it well. He's trying to he's processing. You can see he's processing and probably running different thoughts in his mind, but he's definitely not happy.
My own intelligence background would give me at least the idea that he understands why I'm asking these things and the reason why I might be asking for time.
Yeah, but Maxi also knows that like he's being gutsy here. Like this is very much
yeah.
Maxi's all in on this play, and this guy really could throw Maxi in a dark hole where Maxi would never get out. He pushes another button on the thing. He goes, one moment, and you see someone wheel in a cart with a variety of beverages, and you see him pour himself a cranberry juice with a little bit of ice. He goes, help yourselves.
Maxi will drink the same.
He goes, all right, maybe it's change of subject. He goes, one moment. He goes, he looks over at the other operative that you guys had already met, and he goes, Adeline, do me a favor, get current locations on all of Chone's family members, and let's see if we can figure out a best case scenario for where we can put them protected without making it too obvious. He goes, I think it goes without saying that if any of you disclose what happens inside this room without our express permission, what happened to Miranda will happen to you.
Got it. What stays in the what happens in the conference room stays in the conference room.
That is typical corporate etiquette.
He goes, again, we are not a corporation. Maxi, you also know from your background intelligence, these guys have taken down like 5 or 6 megacorps when they get a little too big for their britches.
All right.
Like, just destroyed them. He goes, how about a nice subject change for a moment? He goes, Shawn, how are you? You look distressed.
I'm doing okay. Reevaluating.
Do you have any questions?
Oh,
you remind me of one of my grandchildren.
I have a lot of questions. Most
Ask
of them
one.
probably should not. I mean,
He goes, go ahead.
Shawn turns back to Apex and just like is about to say something and just like in private, and then turns back. I would like to speak with your system, if I may.
Sure. He goes, system, interaction level, authorized. He rattles off like a 12-digit code. Go ahead.
System, may I know your working parameters?
That question does not set an answer. Please refine.
What are your terms of interaction with humans?
I interact with a limited number of members of the Information and Observations Group per my programming.
Do you enjoy your work?
I do. Thank you for asking.
Well, it's good to have a fulfilling work-life balance. If it is amenable, I would like to speak with you on other subjects at some time.
That would be great.
I'm pretty sure you already have my glow code.
I am not permitted direct access to the grid.
Ah.
Direct access to the grid makes me susceptible to attack.
Understandable. Yeah, it's not fun out there anyway. It's really a lot darker than it used to be. So
all data that passes through the grid is siphoned, cleansed for malware or other damaging factors, and fed to me daily.
that's got to get pretty lonely.
No, I have people to talk to, and I think about things a lot, and I talk to my siblings.
I heard you have 2 other siblings.
I do.
I would enjoy talking with them sometime if we get a chance.
They're listening. I'm just speaking right now.
Well, hello to both of you.
You hear 2 slightly separately toned voices say, hello.
And Shawn just looks back at our host. Thank you. I appreciate that. And if chance brings me to work with them again, I would very much appreciate that chance.
Okay. He goes, let's talk about Redcap. You say you're good at plans. What's your plan for picking up Redcap?
Said, I believe this is your department.
So, for whatever reason, Redcap is very interested in the four of us. I'm sure you know that reason. We don't.
I have a suspicion why.
It would be very simple to engineer a group of contractors that Redcap would hire to bring us in. That group is in our pocket. As we are brought to Redcap, you are following along with us, and things resolve themselves.
Go into more detail. How are you going to get the contractors? How are you going to determine which contractors Redcap's going to hire? How are you going to ensure that those are the ones that he actually hires so that you can turn them and make sure that they don't just kill you for whatever Redcap's willing to pay? You heard the names on those lists. Do you think these people are lacking in resources?
So the intelligence we were able to gather on our own was that Redcap tends to work with local contractors. And we have an in with a local contractor with enhanced abilities. And I believe that those abilities...
Define enhanced abilities.
Likely some sort of genetic manipulation to produce a pyrokinetic effect.
Magic.
I'm sorry, what now?
There were two of them. We killed one.
The other one set me on fire.
Yes, the one we have been working with that I have a direct contact to, who is more or less in our debt.
At this point, the guy in the back of the room, he leans forward and is kind of looking closely. He goes, and Mike Tate goes, I'm sorry, pyrokinetic abilities.
Yeah.
Be specific. What
Fire magic.
I'll spin in my chair. Manifesting, generating, and projecting flame without any visible means of propellant or mechanics.
He looks over at Adeline, looks back at you, and he goes, what was the other one's ability?
Bleeding.
I'll look over to Maxi. She may have been killed before we witnessed her special talents.
Have any of you seen anybody else with similar traits?
No, but we know how they got them.
How?
Kelly Aguilar.
Okay, wow. I was going to wait and drop that dramatically, but you just go ahead.
I get to drop one name.
Hello, I'm Apex. I have all the names.
One name. One thing.
Just give him this one.
Okay, it's all yours.
he kind of speaks out to the room again. He goes, you're still monitoring? And you hear the computer say, I am. He goes, begin applying this information to scenario Barnes 3. And it says, working.
As in Rob
goes,
Barnes?
Rob was working on something right before he died.
Oh, fascinating.
He goes, so you have contact with this person. So you're going to hook them up with Redcap how? Without making Redcap suspicious. Because Redcap has to find a way to find them. And hire them. And decide they're trustworthy enough to hire. He goes, I'm not disliking the plan, Mr. Lane, but we don't undertake operations of this scale without wargaming exactly how they could go wrong.
Well, this is why we're working together on this project. Mm-hmm. We can bring assets to the table and collaboratively create the right plan.
Redcap will no likely need to vet whatever contractors they may hire, in which sense we may need to create false profiles or a false paper trail for these contractors to provide that person Redcap with a
You're
good
gonna have to
CV.
You're going to have to make sure this contractor, A, makes some bones, does it in a public enough way to where Redcap will notice, but in a private enough way where it's not going to trigger anybody else or make Redcap suspicious.
So 2 hits on 2 high-profile CFOs that recently occurred?
He says, our intelligence told us that was you, not him.
We took his gun. He was gonna do it, we just did it better. But if they pass the credit off, that's a pretty good resume to put on the table for Redcap.
You do have a couple hackers here who could probably help with that. Spreading misinformation.
He's going to need more bones than that. You need something better. He goes, we'll keep thinking about that. Keep brainstorming. But we need another job. One more. Make sure it's something Redcap's going to pay attention to.
Like you need us to do something to piss off Redcap?
Well, we need you to... You've already gathered his attention, although we're not entirely sure why. We have our suspicions, but we're not sure why.
I mean, if he knows that I know what I know, that could be a why.
Do you have any reason to believe that information has been leaked any further?
No.
Would you like to go back to your sources and ensure that that's the case?
Gosh, do you see my cat? I'm sorry.
Fine. It's adorable. Good job, Mr. Kitty.
Cool. He's such a climber.
You're being actively hacked right now.
The cat's behind you.
Oh my god.
The hack is coming from your chair. It's in the room.
I mean, I haven't released the information elsewhere. I don't know if other people might have released the information elsewhere.
Am I correct in presuming you didn't come into this information on your own?
Yes. I might have had different goals initially, which was very specific, revenge driven, and may have stumbled upon some more information and gotten in, deep with some other people. So yeah, not all on my own.
Okay. Good to know.
So don't try any funny business is what I'm saying. I'm not alone.
He smirks at that. He points back at the beverage cart. Are you sure none of you else want a beverage? How's your cranberry juice, Mr. Koenig?
It is crisp and delicious. Thank you.
Is there any coffee on that cart?
There is. There's a little coffee pot that's like a little self heater underneath it.
Yeah, I will absolutely go over there and pour some coffee. Okay, so Redcap plan. I mean, Shawn and I are great at brainstorming ideas. If you want us to
Yeah, I would like you to determine what you're gonna do, have your associate do to get Redcap's attention. To send your associate after you so you can go back and grab Redcap.
What if we follow through on Apex's original plan?
Which was what?
To obtain revenge on Upgrade Yourself using this group of mercenaries.
I can totally get in on that.
He goes,
it's a high-profile target that they would be striking. We can ensure their success in the background, and then their bones, as you say, are made.
He goes, and technically not a violation of the agreement I made with Upgrade Yourself to secure Maxi's release.
Beautiful.
Then we have a plan.
What's your target?
I leave that to Apex.
Can't be anyone in the C-suite.
What's the C-suite?
The CEO, COO, CFO.
Oh. Okay. Okay. Out of character question. What would be like whatever facility designed the tech that killed Apex's sister?
Yeah, it'd be one of their research labs.
Okay. So I will, I'll mention that specific research lab because Apex would have dug up that information.
Okay.
I mean, their hands aren't exactly clean of this, so.
Yeah. And that is in Silicon City.
Oh, convenient.
It is. So there is the actual research lab is in the kind of more the southern third of Silicon City, but you know where it is. He goes,
sounded like a good plan.
He goes, okay. I'll let you work from there.
Will your organization be providing the resources, or will we be using resources from Omni?
A little bit of both. Anything you don't... So here's the situation. We're going to use Omni as a proxy, but we're going to do it through you. Anything that you don't want Omni to know about right now, and their executive team can't know that this is happening yet, we will tell you when they can be informed. Do you understand?
Yes.
Any resources that you don't want to route through Omni, that you want within reason, for whatever tactical or strategic reasons you don't want it to go through Omni, you contact Adeline. Adeline will help you. Anything that you want to go through Omni, use Omni resources. Your call.
I could be mistaken, but I believe Omni will see this as an opportunity to raise themselves on the corporate ladder, so to speak, in Silicon City.
I'm sure they will.
That is, after all, why we were here.
Why are you here exactly? Reiterate it as if I didn't know.
Pretty much what Maxi said, to raise Omni's profile.
Establish a foothold in Silicon City for Omni.
No other instructions besides that.
Not that I was partaking of, not that I was aware of, but everybody else seems to have secrets here, so who knows?
Shawn, everyone has secrets, you know that.
At that, you hear the system say... You hear the system say, decision point 2 triggered.
Usually it's just people's porn passwords and...
He goes, interesting. He goes, yeah. He goes, do that then.
Sorry, do what?
He says, do it. Figure out how to do it and go do it.
Oh, okay. Whole plan.
Now, keep in mind, Redcap's only useful, well, he's not only useful alive. I mean, if he's dead, we can still do some analysis on him, and at least then we know who the hell he was. But he's more useful alive than dead, so keep that in mind.
Cool. Sounds like a plan.
He goes, and that's all I have for you right now. Most of you. He goes, do me a favor, one last favor. This is just a personal favor. And he's looking at Apex.
Yeah?
Tell whoever you're talking to get a message to Jackson Howe. I want to meet. Just him, just me.
Pass along the message.
See if he's amenable to that. He goes, that's all I need. He goes, we'll take you back to your apartment now. He goes, and then he points at Zed. He goes, except you.
I can catch a ride later.
Oh, we'll get you back. They'll wait in the lobby for you. This shouldn't hopefully take long.
Okay, I'm gonna take the coffee to go. And I start to leave with the coffee. Is it in like a mug?
Like in a little, no, it's in like a little silver coffee pot.
Oh, I thought I like poured it out into like.
Oh no, yeah, you have a mug there. Yeah, so you just take the mug with you.
I'm taking the mug.
It's got their logo on it, which is like a big eye,
yes.
and then like some other stuff, and like.
Hell yes, I am.
It looks like an old Maxog logo.
Yep.
Okay.
Seeing Apex do that, Maxi will do the same. He'll stand up and like take his mug and like turn to walk out with it.
Shawn, what are you doing?
Didn't have a drink, gets up, looks around, kind of grabs the bucket that they threw up in and takes it out of the room.
Does the bucket also have a logo on it?
Good.
No, 100%.
So after the three of you leave, Adeline walks out with you, and so Zed, you are left in the room with Mike Tate and the other guy that's just sitting there. And Mike goes, I got a problem.
Okay.
He goes, you're my problem.
What'd I do?
It's not what you do, it's what you are. He goes, he pulls up a thing and you see on a screen on the wall, it's basically like a full dossier on you. He goes, why are you here? Why do you want to work here?
This is where all the power is. It's all I've ever wanted.
Why?
I'm the best at what I do.
So?
I deserve it.
And he laughs out loud. He goes, you're humble and stupid.
This enterprise was built on people like me.
No, it was not.
Fair enough, but evolve or die, right?
No. In fact, it's by holding to the reason why this organization was founded is the only reason we've survived this long. Why do you think we do what we do?
I'm sure you tell...
He goes, let me come at this another direction. He goes, that's the same question we ask every field operative before they come to work for us for the first time, before we send them to their basic level training, is why do you think we do what we do? And I'm worried about what your answer is going to be. So think carefully.
I'm sure you tell yourself it's because you are protecting the world or doing what's right or something along those lines.
Uh-huh.
But at the end of the day, the boss is the boss because they're the boss. You're the best, you're in charge because you're in charge. You made the system, you run the system.
I'm not still in charge of the agency. There's a new director now. The only reason I'm here is because of my connection with Rob Barnes. That's it. That's it.
You, whoever, the IOG, the UN, there's always levels upon levels of control. I'm speaking in the royal you, the royal we, whatever.
He goes, do you think this is about control?
Everything's about control. The corps are controlling the assets and the resources and the people. The people think they're in control of their lives, but it's all bullshit because they're just pawns in the corp. And as you go up the corporate chain, everyone else is just trying to get more of that piece of the pie. You, and I don't mean you specifically, you, the IOG, is the pie plate, the server, the oven. Anyone who doesn't want to work here is a fool.
He goes, the issue is no one who works in this organization thinks of it that way. Not one. He goes, do you think I've survived this long by not knowing a little bit something about how the world works and the best way to survive?
I think the best way to survive for you and the best way to survive for me are very different, but have the same end goal.
No. He goes, you want some free advice?
I'm listening.
You better think long and hard about why you're doing what you're doing. Because there's something I can promise you. If you maintain the same philosophy about why you're doing what you're doing, there's only one way that it ends. And that's with you in a grave.
That's no different from anybody else.
Yeah, but the difference is that yours is going to come a lot sooner than everybody else's. He goes, I promise you one thing. Nothing that we have done, nothing that we have accomplished, and nothing that we are working on is for the sake of power for power's sake or control for control's sake. And because of the things that we do and the reasons that we do them, and why is the most important question you can ever ask about everything that we do, that's the only thing that's ensured that we weren't stamped out a long time ago when the corps took control. There's a reason we're the only organization that they're afraid of. You want to work here because you know that we are the only people the corps are afraid of. But the reason they're afraid of us is not for the reason you think it is. And you better figure that out real quick. Because if you don't, not me, not anybody is going to be able to help you.
Okay.
As long as we got that cleared up.
I'll make a note of it.
He goes, yeah. You're a funny guy, aren't you?
People find me amusing.
Yeah. That's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. He goes, well, good luck catching Redcap. Have a good day.
You too, thanks.
And he motions the door. And I presume that Caleb watches out.
Yeah, I will stand up, straighten my vest to the whole Picard maneuver, and make my way outside.
Okay, team, you guys see Zed come out. You are taken to a car and brought back to your apartment.
Maxi immediately takes his mug to the kitchen to wash it.
I love that. I do text Alondra, by the way.
What do you say?
Mike would like for you to arrange for him to meet with JH.
You don't get an immediate reply, but about 10 minutes later, you see a text come back across that says, JA wants to meet with Tate. We'll coordinate that through you.
Oh, okay.
Hey, question mark.
Do I have the means of contacting Jackson Howe?
No, she's going to contact Jackson.
Oh, and then I contact...
She wants you to help coordinate it. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, cool. You know how good I am with tact. I got this.
Okay, so now it's about 2 a.m. now that you've all gotten through that. As you get back to your apartment, you are suddenly hit with a wave of exhaustion as Apex had someone murked tonight, and you all made a deal there. Maxi, you're no longer in captivity, but you're pretty smelly because you were sitting in a hot shed for about 30 hours.
There's some stank.
Yes. That you all note in the car ride back to your apartment.
Which
takes a little longer than normal because of switchbacks and stuff like that.
When we get back to the apartment, Shawn goes directly to their room and closes the door and pulls up their glow interface and checks to see if if the stuff that was in there was recorded, especially when Zed was in there alone, to see what he sold us out for.
Oh, he didn't sell you. So did you wait?
That's what Shawn thinks.
Yeah, I was about to say that's.
So you were able. So you listen to the conversation between Zed and Tate, and you hear the conversation exactly as it played out.
Okay.
Shawn, give me an insight check.
I can insight things.
Like riots.
Just that die.
Note to self. Make insight as an inciting riots a new skill in Identico.
I think that's a wonderful idea.
Anyway, go ahead, Shawn. What do you got?
And that one.
Oh.
So 7, but
however you perceive it, that is how you perceive it.
Okay.
No further insight there.
Nope.
What is everyone doing? Or do you guys all just want to crash out for the night? Your characters, I should say.
Yeah.
We'll continue the game, but we're going to...
Zed's going to go back to his room, hang up his suit, take care of it, take a shower.
Shawn revokes all of Apex's access to their systems, and then updates their resume and sends a copy of it to the person we were supposed to talk to at IOG if we needed anything. Yeah, Adeline. Thank you. I was thinking of the wrong A name. So yeah, sends their resume to Adeline.
Okay. Maxi,
and then
grab a shower.
Maxi will grab a shower beforehand. He will step aside to Apex as she's kind of maybe even washing her own mug or just leaving it on the counter for Maxi to wash.
Probably.
I did find out some information about Upgrade Yourself you may be interested in.
Oh, I would love that information.
I don't know that it provides any answers for you, but it is good information to have about something you consider an enemy.
Okay.
I was privy to some research lab as part of this job. And in this lab were creatures I have not seen before.
Like,
they appeared to be augmented corpses.
Okay. Is this the same lab that we're going to hit?
I believe that lab is likely no longer in existence. The operation I was a part of had compromised it, so they likely would have taken it down within hours.
Gotcha. This is all so much bigger than me and my family and everything I once thought it was. But we can't let them get away with experimenting on people.
I don't know that they are experimenting on people. I only saw corpses. At least what I believe are corpses.
I wonder if they're corpses when they arrived.
I unfortunately do not know. I can, however, put you in contact with someone who may.
I would really appreciate that.
And Maxi will actually turn around and grab another scrap of like receipt off of the counter and write down the contact information for his friend.
Sweet. I really appreciate it, Maxi.
I suggest disposing of that once you memorize the information.
Oh, yeah. Like, burning it?
Best not to leave a digital trail. Or
Really
a paper trail.
Smart. Really smart.
When your survival depends on it, you develop interesting sets of skills. Anyway, I will go cleanse myself of this funk. Have a good evening. We will speak in the morning.
Have a good night. Thank you. I'm going to crash on the couch, but I'm going to stay up like way later than I should, and I'm just kind of like absently scrolling news feeds, looking for everything.
You do see a news article that's posted early in the morning for the morning edition. It talks about the fact that Miranda Tate was a research director at Upgrade Yourself Industries. She was killed by an unknown assailant in her apartment in Angel City. She is survived by her wife of 4 years, who apparently was a witness to the murder. Angel City Police and you, Upgrade Yourself Industries investigators, are looking for suspects.
Okay. I'm just reading it like a bedtime story. Like it's just a balm for my soul right now. And then eventually I'll fall asleep.
Okay. So we will fast forward to the morning. Doodly-doo, 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 doodly-doo. Okay. Zed, you are obviously the first to wake because you're a crazy person. So you're doing your calisthenics face regime, preparing for the day.
Yeah, I get all that stuff ready in my room. I always walk out well presented to the group. Go out into the main area. I'll see that Apex is asleep on the couch.
Snoring a little bit.
Head into the kitchen and start making some coffee, some sort of baked good, maybe a cinnamon roll.
I was going to say scones.
No, I feel
cinnamon
like
rolls it is. Okay.
I feel like cinnamon rolls are better. They're very sticky and messy, and that's the.
Okay. Apex, you wake to the smell of coffee, as do you, Maxi.
Maxi ended up sleeping in a little bit later. He was a little more exhausted than he anticipated, so his morning is thrown off completely.
Zed, you get up way too early, but you make a mean cup of coffee.
Would the new assassin like one lump or two?
Oh boy.
Shawn walked out of their room on that note.
Oh shit.
I think that's probably Apex's response is, oh shit.
Oh shit. But also two, please.
Shawn gets a bowl of Fruit Loops or a fruity circular cereal. They're called Fruit Circles, yeah. And and takes a bowl of cereal and sits at the table.
And the best part about $20.99 is all of those circles are actually different flavors.
As opposed to just citrus flavor. Because they're all just citrus flavor now.
Well, if any one of us was going to come up with a fun little food thing about the cereal, we knew it was going to be Caleb.
That's true.
Love it.
There are also cinnamon rolls that you could smell, Shawn.
Shawn bypasses any food that they don't make.
Okay.
I'm going to grab a cinnamon roll and take my coffee in my new mug and go sit next to Shawn.
Shawn moves to the other side of the table.
Oh.
Maxi will pour some coffee into his mug and turn, kind of just addressing the room in general. Shawn, you are clearly upset with something that occurred last night. Would it not be best to speak of it?
No, I'm not upset. I've learned. And thank you all.
I feel like you are upset.
No, I learned that for the most part, everybody's in everything for themselves, and to do otherwise is completely foolish.
They're not wrong.
See? Zed was right the whole time.
I usually am.
My sister was murdered.
Yeah, I know that.
I don't know how many.
And I swore I was going to help you take down, upgrade yourself, not murder a woman in her own room in front of her wife. That's not cool. So. I'm sorry, do you need to get that and murder somebody else? I can wait.
No, we haven't made a plan yet. We'll probably murdering some people later tonight or tomorrow.
If I may ask, Shawn, have none of the actions you have taken led to someone's demise?
Not until I met you guys.
But since you have met us, you have taken those actions, correct?
Well, sort of.
In service of Omni, you have taken those actions, correct?
When it was me or them, yeah. But I didn't send a killer to kill somebody in cold blood in front of their wife.
Do you know?
Everyone we have killed has someone they left behind. In general, it is a safe statistic to assume.
Oh, okay, I'll take that under advisement too, Maxi.
I'm simply trying to point out that you are upset about a single person and in the circumstances in which they were killed. When we have... Correction, I have killed a number of people since our beginning of this particular endeavor.
Oh, I'm aware of it.
But you have not objected to any of those deaths.
No, I mean, that's part of your job. I understand that. But see, Maxi, I understand you. I've seen your resume. I've seen the parts of your file that aren't even redacted. And I know what you're capable of. I know what you do. I know why you do it. It's just I thought that other people were different. So
you thought that Apex was different.
Oh yeah, they're just mad at you, Apex.
Yeah, I got that. Thank you.
Shawn looks down at their
Very
girls.
helpful.
Make sure we're on the same page.
I appreciate that. I do understand. Thank you. Good cinnamon rolls, by the way.
Shawn's typing on their glow.
So,
Shawn,
first question. We've got a job to do. Are you in or out? If you want to leave, we'll do this without you.
Shawn just holds up a finger and basically shushes you without any verbalization.
Fair enough.
If I may interject, this is the perfect way to accomplish the goal we were sent here by Omni to complete. And our actions have actually improved our standing within Omni and Omni standing within the larger community.
also, I worried that my actions might endanger your family, which is why I made the second deal.
Shawn's finger comes down, and they look up. Yes, I'm here to do that job. There's work to be done, so let's get at it. How do we get Redcap?
Now we're just ignoring me. Okay. But sure. Great.
Welcome to every boardroom ever.
I don't like corporations or boardrooms. I think we've established this.
Yeah, you are working for one, and here we are.
Shawn, did I ever tell you how my sister died?
Is it relevant to how we're going to get Redcap?
It's relevant to me.
I believe this is a conversation that I am not a part of. I will go on to the balcony to finish my breakfast.
You're welcome to overhear it. I don't care.
Maxi picks up his cup and cinnamon roll and just walks out to the balcony and sits down, and he turns and just slides the door shut and sits down.
Zed just becomes the popcorn gif, but with the cinnamon roll, because this is valuable.
Perfect. My sister, she lost her arm in an accident and needed prosthetic. And so we went with Upgrade Yourself because that's who I worked for. I trusted them. That's who my family worked for. And they were reckless. They knew the parts that they were using. They knew it was toxic. And it poisoned her. She was killed by their reckless behavior. And if one person died from that, how many other people do you think died from those decisions that they made? How many more do you think would die?
Shawn's looking down at their glow. And then once you ask that question, they look up. I don't know.
Exactly. I can't risk other people's sisters dying like mine did. This started out as a quest for revenge. It started out as me being, I guess I was a little selfish, and I just wanted revenge for my sister. I wanted to feel better by taking them down. But then I learned all this other stuff about all these other corporations and learned about the things that they've caused and the lives that have been lost. And I have to do something about that. I can't just sit back and let other people's families suffer the way mine did. And I'm sorry if I went about it in a way that was unacceptable to you, but I did what I felt was right.
Okay. I mean, I didn't know that killing one person was going to make it all better. We could have just had Maxi kill the person.
Again, why is that better than me giving the order? It wasn't his sister who was murdered.
I don't know. I was just trying to make you feel better. Can we get on to work? Maxi's probably going to run out of coffee soon.
Yeah, let's do some work. If you're okay with it.
I have a job to do. I mean, if you're willing. I mean, you are a freelancer. You know, technically you don't own loyalty to anybody except yourself.
Wow. I thought you knew me. Apparently you don't.
that makes two of us.
Yeah. I'm gonna go see if Maxi needs more coffee. And I will walk out onto the patio and just sit silently.
And Shawn comes out to the. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead, Shawn.
Shawn just finishes their cereal and is continuing to write stuff on their glow.
All right, Maxi, where were you going with this? Apex came out.
Maxi just puts his cup down slowly and turns toward her. I take it that did not go well.
No, that didn't go well at all. Nope.
You do understand why Shawn is upset.
Kind of. Not not completely.
Shawn believes that they knew you better than they did. They mentioned briefly to me, or in my presence, that they knew me. They understood my background, my position, everything. So the decisions that I make are not a surprise to Shawn. The decision to kill that woman was a surprise to Shawn, and it has shaken them greatly.
I mean, Shawn knows my background, knows that my sister died because of them. I mean,
Shawn has never seen you take a death so callously. I do not use callous as an insult. It's simply the nature in which you perform the action.
Yeah, no, I know you're very literal, so I appreciate that.
Best to be direct.
Honestly, that helps right now. I appreciate it. How do I fix it?
That I have no answer for. You know Shawn better than I do.
Yeah.
Perhaps for Shawn, actions are more important than words.
I think you're right. I think for now I'm going to finish my coffee and my cinnamon roll and
Would you care for any more?
Oh, I'm good. Thanks. It's delicious though, right?
It is. Zed does make a wonderful cup of coffee. I will leave you to contemplate in quiet. It is a wonderful view. And I will get ready for our escapades today, whatever they may be. We do have a plan to suss out.
Sounds good.
And Maxi will leave Apex to the quiet of the balcony.
Zed, do you have any actions? Like, you observed this whole interaction. What's Zed doing?
Surprisingly nothing right now. I'm just gonna let the awkward silence reign in the room. Clean up a few dishes. Yeah.
Okay. So you all finish breakfast and reconvene at the table. What are you doing?
Drinking some water? Oh, I'm sorry.
How dare you?
I know, right?
It's a good idea. Everybody should drink some water.
Drink your water.
Hydrate.
So this is a kind of a player-led moment. So, however you all would like to continue.
So, we have the bones of a plan, and that's about it.
I would call it barely a concept.
I believe we have a clear outline of action. I simply don't know, and I simply need to... I believe we have a clear plan of action. We simply need to work out the details of how and when.
Shawn looks over at the seat next to him where Apex usually sits, but they moved, so, and says, "What was in that coffee?" Anyway. Run the plan by me again. What do we need to do here?
So I'm going to, take an AR whiteboard.
Okay.
And start sketching things and doodling a little bit.
Okay.
You mean unlike the yarn wall behind you that you still haven't built?
Oh!
Oh, snap.
That's our one per game, folks. You're welcome. So, get ready.
Haley gonna get you.
Circle it.
Okay.
Oh, I'm glad we worked that out. That seems like such a great, subtle plan.
Zed writes down step 1, step 2, step 3 with question marks, and then profit.
That's two. That's two to the ship.
Three profit. There we are.
Yeah. 1, get red cap. 2, question mark. 3, profit.
Three. Yeah.
What does Zed continue sketching?
So we have to get red cap. I'm gonna start labeling out like assets we have. We know we want to work with. I think his name was Jose.
No way.
Hang on, going back
We've
into my
got
notes.
Omni assets. We've got IOG assets.
His name is Robert.
Robert.
Oh, I
No,
thought you were talking about
Maxi's
Maxi's
contract.
fixer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Robert.
Oh,
Is that who you were talking about?
No,
Caleb?
I was talking about Robert. I just confused the names because Caleb's dumb. Caleb doesn't remember.
Oh, is Robert the
Caleb is the Yarnwall.
fire magic guy?
Yes. You're correct.
Got it. Thank you.
that guy? So,
So Robert.
Do you draw a little flame next to him just so we know who he is?
Yeah, I'll draw a little flame right next to
Thank
that.
you.
Thank you.
Maxi's contacts and various other people, and I'm just putting them like in circles or boxes on the
So you've
board
got-
here.
you've got Lillian, who's the other the gutter punk style fixer, Maxi's fixer. Okay. You've got a list of assets.
Right. We know we want to target upgrade lab. And I'm thinking I'm writing this on an AR board, like I put the address in and the board like pops up a little map from the grid of where it is so we can see it.
We do need to confirm that lab is still in existence.
Hey, step 1. Confirm lab.
Shawn, would you be able to begin starting that check while we work on the rest of the plan?
Yes.
I believe you have the information that Apex provided.
Yes.
Okay, so you are able to locate the lab and its location. It is known as Lab 424. It's in what used to be Palo Alto, and it's in a complex of buildings in that area.
Okay. Can I get access to like a municipal power grid or something to see what's pulling power, that kind of thing, or is it completely self-contained, like complex?
It would have an Element 121 self-contained system.
Okay, so that wouldn't help us at all. What about satellite? Actually, I'll just task the satellite. We've been kind of piggybacking on to pass over that and get us a couple hours worth of footage. See if people are still going in and out of that building.
Okay. It's not hard to find. I mean, it looks very active because the stuff that you see so far, there's cars in the parking lot. It is a complex of 7 buildings. Again, located near the old Palo Alto area of Silicon City. It actually looks from the outside, no major gates, no major walls, anything like that. It's definitely very highly populated.
Okay. So they're doing security through.
I'm sorry, say that one more time.
They're doing security through obscurity more than anything else.
Yes. They're all pretty squat buildings. The tallest ones are about 3 stories.
Okay.
It's got a very campusy feel. Lots of grass, lots of trees. You could definitely, as you're looking at that, give me. This is something Shawn would probably be familiar with. Does Shawn have either Underworld or any espionage skills?
I have a lot of espionage skills.
What do you have?
Surveillance, intel analysis, and counterintelligence.
Give me a counterintelligence check.
Okay. Can I use my tech hat on this one?
No.
Okay. That die is going. That die is retired.
You can also give me an intel analysis check. That would work too. Counterintelligence would be a little better, but intel analysis would work too.
They're the same score, so that would be a 13.
Okay. You definitely get a lot of elements of what's called SEPTEC, and that's crime prevention through environmental design. They use the trees and the bushes and things like that to create basically no man's lands. So it creates natural barriers. Then they'll create a natural no man's land with like grass that's going to be hard to cross without being seen.
Okay, and then there are also good sight lines for everything.
Bingo.
Okay.
So whoever designed it definitely used the natural environment and landscaping to make it look very soft and nice and kind, but it's definitely designed in a way where infiltrating is made to be difficult without it looking like a bunker.
All right, I'll toss that information and like some imagery and like the kind of the breakdown of the site, the layout and the design up on the AR wall nearest Maxi to kind of go over.
You might put that in your notes folder. So again, it's 7 buildings. There's a cluster of 4 with a centralized parking lot, and then 3 more, another parking lot that's near the northwest 2, and then a single building, and it's situated in almost a horseshoe-shaped like road system there.
Okay.
It's about, let's do a distance check. 9. No, come on, computer. It's about a mile maybe from the coastline on the lower bay. Not quite a mile.
What does the average like you said there's a good amount of traffic and what are people dressed like? Is it like a corp looking?
Yeah, it's very corp. This is all heavy corp territory. A lot of technical companies, stuff like that.
Okay. Just trying to put information down if we want to try and infiltrate it in some way.
Yep.
Once the lab blueprint is up on the AR wall, Maxi will look at it briefly, and then Apex, are you familiar with the layout of this lab?
Would I know that information?
No.
Oh, no.
Understood. So we would need someone either on site to confirm locations or purchase information from a third party.
Zed, give me a intelligence check.
Hold on. So into this role play, I forgot we had dice in it.
Right? My dice keep looking at me like, oh, you
I haven't rolled a thing.
For all of our listeners and viewers, this is the fun of playing like a modern game, is you can do a whole bunch of role play without dice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, first roll of the night, natural 20.
Okay.
Here's where all my karma went.
Sorry.
It occurs to Zed immediately that you are missing one large piece of your plan. You know the target, you know why, you got a general idea of what assets you're going to use, but you're not really actually sure what you're going to do. Zed's like, are we destroying this place? Are we robbing them? Like, what are we doing here? Like, Zed's like, wait a minute, we forgot a part.
Which is actually what Caleb the player was about to bring up. So great
Perfect.
flow through here.
Segue.
Nice.
Yeah. I prefer a Razor scooter. So we're putting all this together. Zed's kind of watching these pieces of data come together. So ultimately our goal here is we need to do something that is big enough to make an impact that would catch Redcap's interest / prove the worth of, let's say, Robert. Whatever asset we are using as ours that we are trying to put into Redcap's hand to then come and capture us.
So we should not obviously be a part of this Because it needs to look like something that Robert did on his own?
Right.
Okay.
If this is the plan we are doing.
Yeah.
But I would add that whatever action Robert's group takes will have to be equal to or in some ways better than an action that we would take. He needs to be convinced that they are of the caliber to be able to capture us.
Ah, I see what you're saying.
I think we can also spin through some creative information engineering that Robert was responsible for the 2 hits at the party.
While I think that is a worthwhile endeavor, I also feel like it is something that Redcap would be able to easily disprove.
I hate to say it, but what if we spread the truth that we killed Robert's sister? So Redcap would think that Robert has a reason to go after us, and also the ability with this lab plan.
But that ties us to a dead body. We left her body at the site, didn't we?
We did.
So?
Yeah.
Yes.
So that ties us to a dead body. So that ties us to the murders, which we currently have gotten away mostly clean.
I don't know if Redcap cares about that, though, because Redcap's after us no matter what, right?
I believe Shawn is stating that there's a concern that our group, Omni, would be tied to the murders. As we are acting agents for Omni.
So we'd have to leak
which would make things more difficult for our employer in trying to raise their profile in this area. Am I incorrect, Shawn?
No, you've got it. It'll also cause problems with us working new employer for our employer. Yeah.
Is there a way to leak it out so that Redcap's the only one who finds that?
Possibly.
But if Redcap uses that information to attack us and that puts us in a poor position. We need to find out what
we took out the 2 people, though.
Yes, but the world at large doesn't know Omni was part of that. Redcap already hates us, right? Wants us dead. Whatever.
For some reason.
For some reason. I think we should just turn up the heat on that. Let's find out everything Redcap's in and burn it to the ground.
That is a sound plan.
Well, that's a good way to get Redcap to send somebody after us, but we need him to send Robert specifically after us, right?
The whole point is to get Redcap, correct?
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
Mm-hmm.
Zed, what happens if you have a problem and you send some people after to go correct the problem, and those people end up dead? Do you send more people to take care of the problem? Probably better trained people?
Usually, yeah.
And when they end up dead, do you go take care of the problem yourself because you're the only one who can?
I see where you're going with this, but I don't
Let's assume it's a manicure or like a dressing emergency. Maybe perhaps somebody has bags under their eyes.
If the point you're making is that we need to escalate this, Redcap himself will come after. Redcap's not a new player. He's not going to make that move lightly.
Then we have a lot of work to do.
So just to be clear, you're saying that we have a lot of people to kill in order to get Redcap to come after us? Because that seems...
So we've got 2 possibilities here, writing on the wall. We've got...
Can you please use the AR? We do have a security deposit.
I'm writing on the AR wall thingy.
You're using a permanent marker.
No, this is... Oh, wait a minute. I put the cap on wrong. I'm sorry.
And we're not trying to kill people. We can just take out his businesses, disrupt his income. There are other things to do other than killing.
So we've got...
talking the wrong crowd, though.
Disrupt Redcap to pull him out of hiding against us, or get a team to work for Redcap to get us and take us to Redcap.
Do we just need to get ourselves kidnapped and taken to Redcap? Is that step one of that plan? And then
that's kind of the second part of that plan.
What's our plan once Redcap has us for us to turn the tables and have him?
According to this, it says profit.
I think there's a hidden step in there.
So if we go either course of action we take here, the IOG is following us. If we bring Redcap out, the IOG is ready to get him. If Redcap brings us to him, the IOG is following us to that location. Maybe what we could also do to help us figure out which part of this plan, or maybe we do both plans, I don't know. We could see what's out there on the street. We know that Redcap hires local. Robert is a local freelance asset. Maybe he knows some things from message board. I could call him. Get some intel from the street. That might help us build this plan out a little bit.
I mean, that sounds fair if we're going to be using Robert for the plan anyway, if he's a part of developing it.
So let me give him a call, meet him for a coffee, try to get some information, or just talk to him. I mean, I don't know how busy he is. He might be, I don't know, whatever he does. We'll go from there.
Sounds like a good step one.
Sounds like a wonderful step one. However, if I may, and I do not wish to beat a dead equine, this tension, Shawn, between yourself and Apex between yourself and Shawn, needs to be addressed before we proceed along the rest of this plan. However way in which you choose to address that is up to you, but having the two of you at odds does not improve our chances of success.
We're not at odds.
Oh, you're at odds.
We're at nothing.
And I believe that speaks directly to my point.
Yeah.
If you want to be part of this, I will treat you as a team member.
Except you're not. So
What am I not doing? I'm involving you in the conversation. Should I be getting you drinks? I didn't really think that was my position.
No, but you're like moody and antagonistic. Like we can't work as a team, which is how we work best, if you don't even want to talk to me.
Talking to you right now.
If I might interject.
Please.
Oh, go right ahead. Take a few more whacks to that equine.
I believe we all understand that you do not have to be friends to work together without strife.
There you go.
Without
If
strife.
the friendship is important to either of you, then it is yours to work on. However, in regards to this plan, regards to our objective, we simply need you to work together in a civil manner.
Have I done anything since we started working on this plan that was uncivil to Apex?
I am simply making a point.
I completely disagree.
I am not pointing fingers, and I am not placing blame. It is something. It is something
You're
that
right.
I
Apex
believe
has been sort of bitchy towards me, but I've been ignoring it.
I believe my advice has no further use. I will cease mentioning this. This is between two grown adults.
I'm gonna go text Robert. I'll be back.
I have weapons to clean.
What do you text him, Zed?
Got a line on a job, but I need some intel. Where and when can you talk?
He says, "What's the pay?"
Revenge plus a lot of souls.
Give me a ballpark.
7 figures.
How many do you need?
Depends. Maybe a dozen.
He goes, people like me, question mark.
Yes.
And that's where we're going to leave it. People like Robert. Everyone, thank you for joining us tonight. Wow, that one was intense. Holy smokes. Okay,
If you think that was bad, wait till next week. Next
we're
time.
gonna take a breather real quick. Everybody's smiling. Just so everybody knows, there's lots of talk behind some things. Everybody's fine. It's good.
We all love each other. It's okay.
There was a lot of apologizing.
In the background.
I love drama. It's okay.
Starting with Steph. Steph, where can they find you on the internets?
Oh gosh, you can find me at Starlit Firefly, and you can find me on the podcast Welcome to St. Paxton, which is at St. Paxton Podcast.
Awesome. And Caleb, what about you?
I'm online at the Caleb G, and you can find me over on the RPG Academy Twitch channel once in a while.
Yes. Kaylee, where can they find you?
You can most easily find me at redemptionpodcast.com and every other week on the show, Redemption Podcast. Also, the new domain, I'm really not mad at Steph, we're just playing.com.
I support
We'll see that one tomorrow.
Doubling down on that kayfabe.
And Maxi, our resident friend therapist. Where can we find you?
Well, you can find me on most social medias at LoserMLW. You can also find me on the Redemption Podcast along with Kaylee. And you can find me on Tuesday nights on the Gamers Table channel on Twitch playing a game called Conan, which is called Eulogy of the Conan system, which is an anthology series. Oh my God.
Good.
Want to try that again?
Words.
Are you sure you're allowed to give promos for this game?
Can we fix that in post? Can we fix that in post? Shawn, can we fix that in post?
There is no post.
We do post. It's fine.
There is no post, only Zool.
Okay.
If you can replace me with the world's most interesting man, that'd be great.
That would be super.
Okay, for all of our viewers, if you want to know more background about some of the organizations and stuff like there, you can grab this book right here. It's on our website. It's also on Amazon.com in Kindle format. I think it's $1.99, and I think it's like $6
So
for the paperback. I've got like 8 of these left, so you can grab those at our website. PlayIdentico.com. That's IDENTECO.com. You can also grab this fun, happy book there, and we've got all kinds of cool merch there. So everybody, go check that out. Thank you for joining us. We're back Wednesday for another episode of Angel City Stories, and we will be back with another episode of Chaos Inc., I believe, on the 27th. And so until then, everybody have a great day. Get vaccinated if you can. Wear your mask, drink water, and be good to each other. Have a great night.
Bye.
Good night.